Smash Ultimate is so close to finally coming out, and certain events already have demo versions of the game with all characters being playable. A lot of them got completely new moves compared to the previous Smash titles. I'm C5 from the Beefy Smash Dudes, and here are some of the bigger character-specific changes. Now, we're not gonna talk about every little knockback or damage change, since a lot of those are going to get changed anyways until the game releases. But many moves have been completely revamped, of which some of you might have already seen in the first demo too. Let's start off with Luigi. His grab is now a tether grab, making use of his vacuum cleaner, the Poltergust 3000. This will probably turn out to be a huge nerf when you think about how good Luigi's grab was in Smash 4. This tether cannot be used as recovery tool. Also, rising with Luigi's down B, the Cyclone, is not possible anymore, making his recovery even worse. Yoshi has a slightly different up air now, but still seems to be a good juggling move. His up B also got buffed. The eggs now bounce off the ground for a little extra distance. Game & Watch got a bunch of moves reworked. His down smash now burrows opponents. Up tilt is different, as well as his down tilt. His forward air lets him drop a bomb in front of him, which looks like an amazing edgeguard tool. Up air now shoots out a hitbox similar to Mega Man, but most likely doesn't have a windbox anymore. And his side B, the hammer, now drops 3 apples instead of 1 if he gets the 7. A lot of his other moves also got visual updates, now showing a bit more expression than before. Rosalina and Luma have a new neutral air. It's quicker and smaller, but probably still pretty useful. Also, Luma now only takes 7 seconds to respawn instead of 13. With a buff like that, we can expect Luma's power to have been toned down quite a bit. Wario's bite now heals him a little whenever he bites down, so mashing out might be more important. His bike has a short respawn timer in Ultimate, so he can't instantly spawn a new one once the old one disappears. Diddy Kong's banana now doesn't vanish on the first hit anymore. Did he really need that buff? He is one of the strongest Smash 4 characters and still looks very powerful in Ultimate. Robin's up B can now be slightly angled. Since that is Robin's only recovery tool, this is definitely a fair change. Levin's sword can finally be used with neutral air, but on the downside, Robin can't use it right from the start of a match. You have to wait a bit for the sword to become ready. Falco's down air is faster and the spike is a lot easier to hit. It's more similar to Brawl's and Melee's down air again, which is good since in Smash 4 it was almost never a reliable option to go for. We know from the previous demo that Pikachu's new down air spikes opponents. Now we also know that Pichu's down air does the same. The neutral air is also different from Smash 4. Overall, this character looks really scary in Ultimate. In Smash 4, Shulk was able to cancel his aerial landing lag if he times the activation of his Monado arts correctly. Unfortunately, this is not possible anymore in Ultimate, but his Monado switching mechanic is a lot easier to handle now. Instead of having to press the special buttons several times, you can simply hold it and choose which power you want. Peach and Daisy can now decide which of the 3 forward smashes they want to use by tilting the stick while performing the attack. Tilting it up gets you the frying pan, down for the racket, and forward or no tilt for the golf club. This is a very good change and definitely a buff. Olimar now uses all of his Pikmin when trying to grab an opponent, and his grab range depends on how many Pikmin he has available. The strength and effect of the throws still depend on which Pikmin actually gets the grab. Toon Link has a new forward smash, which is only a single hit. This is a bit unfortunate, but was probably implemented to make him stand out more compared to Young Link. Ness's neutral air and up air are now Psy attacks. The neutral air is still pretty much the same, but his up air is now a multi-hit upwards using his hand. Ness's up air in Smash 4 was pretty powerful, so we'll see if this will turn out to be a nerf. Greninja has a slightly new down tilt. His side B is pretty much the same, but now shows a different, much clearer animation when being released. Wolf got a few changes compared to Brawl. His forward smash doesn't move him forward anymore, but is still pretty quick. His dash attack is a little more generic than his old one, but seems practical. Neutral air is now similar to Fox's, which is probably a buff. The rest of his moveset is pretty much the same, but a lot of the animations got reworked. Ike's up air got changed. It's faster now too, and probably a good juggling tool. Snake can now double jump while holding a grenade, and his down air now lets him float a bit in the air. Down smash unfortunately also got changed, even though the old one from Brawl was pretty cool. The new one is a bit more generic, 2 simple kicks in front of him and behind him. Zelda's down B now slowly builds up the Phantom, and if you let go early, it attacks without being fully formed. If you charge to the end, the Phantom waits a moment before lashing out with a huge hitbox. Definitely an improvement compared to Smash 4 and probably a very useful attack. Young Link is really fast and many say he feels close to melee. One buff though is that his arrows now reach much further even if you don't charge them at all. Most of you are probably familiar with Adult Link's changes. His bomb now doesn't explode on contact. Instead, Link can detonate them remotely, but not if someone is actually holding them. And his boomerang now doesn't have a windbox anymore and is more similar to Toon Link's boomerang. King Dedede can now inhale items and spit them back at his opponents. The same also counts for his Gordos. Bowser Jr.'s down tilt can now consume food. In competitive play this will probably be seen very rarely, but there are a few characters that can drop food, like for example Mr. Game & Watch. There are definitely a lot more smaller changes in Smash Ultimate, but these were the ones we found especially interesting. The game is almost here, so make sure to subscribe for more Smash content. By the way, after running into some problems with our merch last week, hoodie season is finally back on track, with all of our designs available again as shirts, hoodies and much more. We switched to redbubble.com, so if you're looking for some cool Smash themed clothing, check out the link in the description. As always, thanks for watching, see you soon and stay beefy!